Space Cowboy Books presents Simultaneous Times, a science and speculative fiction podcast. Short stories to stir the imagination by contemporary authors.
You Must Buy Your Purchase by Andy Dibble, with music by Fall Precautions, read by Jenna Hanchey.
A drone dropped a box on the steps in front of Reggie's apartment building. He opened it, thinking it was the cheese grater he ordered on Sahara, with 2-day premiere shipping. But it was a book, Repetition, edited by Constantine Constantius. He had added that book to his cart because it was required reading for a class on pseudonymous philosophers he might take next semester. But he hadn't actually bought it. This wasn't legal, Sahara assuming he'd bought things he most certainly had not. Reggie knew. He was pre-law. He checked his past orders and new charges on his credit card, but there was nothing. It wasn't like Sahara just gave stuff away. Had someone ordered it for him? It wasn't his birthday, and he hadn't even told anyone he was going to take the class. Could Sahara be letting his preferences slip to people he knew? Anything to drum up sales. But he would have been notified if someone had bought the book for him. He had been before. There wasn't much to do other than take it in stride. It was probably just a glitch, and he got a free book out of it. This was a win. Tired of listening to Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, and some other 80s rock band he hadn't heard of, Reggie said, "Asara, give me the news." The default name for Sahara voice-controlled assistants sounded like the name of a hipster day spa, but he had never gotten around to choosing one of the alternatives. Asara played National Public Radio. Something stock prices, a study claiming that 16% of historical people are actually deepfakes, and this other thing, lawsuits against Sahara pending. Allegedly, a recent Sahara initiative to deliver products even faster was a danger to consumers. Good grief. As if those lawsuits scared up on behalf of Mother Nature for Saharas having implemented 1-day shipping, thereby increasing their carbon footprint, weren't already litigious enough. The next day, a slot had opened up in the pseudonymous philosophers class. He signed up just so he could take it if he wanted. Although now, he thought he might drop it and take something else. The professor was supposed to be good, but who really cared about philosophers who are too full of themselves to write under their own names? Asara started flashing green. The notification had to be about his cheese grater, so he didn't bother to ask her what it was. But after a couple minutes, Reggie's phone beeped. The notification read, "It's almost time to buy your purchase." A timer counted down, 4:59, 4:58. He tapped the notification. The Sahara checkout screen came up, with repetition in his cart. The shipping options were Premier 2-day shipping, 1-day shipping, and prior day shipping. The last, the option defaulted, was an extra $17.99. Wait, prior day shipping? When the countdown hit the 4-minute mark, Asara said, "It is almost time to order repetition. Should I order it for you when the time comes?" "What? You can't make me buy it." "You must buy your purchase." This was too weird. "Can't I just return it? I'm not even sure I need it, and I'm not paying an extra $18. The university bookstore was a racket, but they were still cheaper than this. "I am not permitted to allow a time paradox. You must buy your purchase." Ridiculous. This must be some kind of prank. But what could she do? Shut up, Asara. If there was anyone he could be short with, it was her. Asara began to ring. "The police are on their way." "No, I didn't do anything." "Doing nothing, you will commit theft. You must buy your purchase." Theft? The book just showed up. And theft implies that I don't intend to give it back. I just told you I'll return it. I'm going to be a lawyer, damn it. And where's my cheese grater? Whatever. If it came to it, he was sure he could get a judge to see reason. Asara said nothing, as if brooding. "It appears the police will not arrive in time," she said. Her flashing green went dark. On second thought, even being charged with a crime could wreak havoc with his getting admitted to the bar. "Asara, tell them not to come at all." She said nothing. The clock still ticked down on his phone. 2:37, 2:36. "Tell them not to come, or I will sue Sahara for malicious racketeering." Still nothing. "Asara?" Nothing. 2:03, 2:02. "Asara, play Here I Go Again by Whitesnake." Nothing? She really was brooding. He didn't want to risk unplugging her, so all he could do was wait. He did, wondering what would happen at the end. 11, 10. The first chords of Here I Go Again played. The weirdest feeling of familiarity pierced him, like a needle stick anticipated. Deja vu. Asara's green lights started swirling. 2, 1. "Look, if I buy it, will..." A drone dropped a box on Reggie's front porch. He opened it, thinking it was the cheese grater he ordered on Sahara, with 2-day premiere shipping.
Another Boiling Day by S.C. Virtes and Denise Dumars, with music by Fog Machine, read by Jean-Paul Garnier. "Oh, that rumble isn't the freeway," the landlord said. "And it sure as hell ain't the ocean," said Jean, restless to make a decision. "It's not the freeway, it's Armafucking-Geddon." He shrugged. "We have a move-in special. I've had it ever since." What he meant was that the freeway hasn't run, hasn't exhausted its exhaust, hasn't waited to exhale in years. The constant destruction of everything we hold dear. Well, if you make it a hum, a white noise like the ocean, you can get through the day. Or go insane trying. Or keep tweaking like the landlord. Every thud, every crash, any scream, Pretend it's a mountain lion in the old river park, praying to Our Lady of the Bicycle, the monument in the National Forest. Becomes a blip on our sonic radar, and the end of days never gets any closer. We build exactly as quickly as they destroy, and nobody knows where the funding comes from on either side. I mean, on all sides. Any side. Fuck. Red pillars of cloud, mercury raining down on the scarred hillside where the missile battery used to be. Nothing matters except surviving in the mostly normal places between hellstorms. Pretty phosphorus glows in the night. At least, that's what some of us think it is. It looks like Christmas lights, the red and the green moving, blending, searing into the land, coupling. Some say evolving. The one unseen variable is the butterfly effect. When everything is chaos, the fluctuations of chaos are the driving forces. A stability unit rolls by. A repurposed armored police car looking for sources of unknowns. They vacuum up the instability when they can. It's a little like getting ghost ectoplasm into the tank. None of it fucking exists. But that's how they make us calm about it, by saying so. So they're out there every day. Jean's blood pressure has been rising all day. She knew there was a spike coming, a migraine, an outburst. A teeny blue flame about to ignite near her perfect shell-pink ear, at least where it used to be, to make her shriek and mumble about the cephalopod that ate her granny. Or was that an old country song her granny used to sing, back when the old witch worked on the chain gang in Chula Vista? At the sign of the stability cops, Jean turned and ran off into the ashy gray skeleton of the woods behind the apartment complex, scratching her elbows. The landlord let the papers fall as the officers rushed out and gave chase with 2 cyber dogs and a hover stunner. He took another hit off his cyanin pseudometh and watched his veins shrink. The cops ran right past him, not seeing him, intent on catching one more instability before lunch. But Jean was not going to be the source of today's chaos. Oh no, not on her watch. She was just a 20-something lady in tattered armor, hyped up on caffeine and bad 420 and lack of sleep. Yeah, fucking video game heroin, all right. But few of them have weeping sores on their faces or places where smooth eel skin has been sewn to replace their own. The real chaos of the day was 2 miles southeast, where a burning rabbit crosses a dry lake bed. It's sad, but oh well. Some of the shitheels in the bunkers would have crucified the black bunnies anyway, like they did with the black cats and black dogs. They didn't catch it, so they must have been out burning books when the bunny bought the farm, so to speak. By the end of the day, half the town, and those apartments next to the dead freeway, were all a swirl with dying embers. City planning would come and plant the seeds of another housing project. Little turflets would replicate in 3D, a bit of foundation spit out by reactivating the printers in the topsoil. Hey, can't grow anything edible in it, so why not? Relocation sweepers with life detectors would find the survivors and feed them skill chips and plug them into new jobs, and the economy would show no net loss. If the landlord dies, well, he was just a landlord, and some developer would throw him in the compost heap and flip that shit apartment house, and presto, new condos. Jean made it home to her chamber down under the pipeline before the Chaldean biker gang showed up to chart the horoscope for the new development. Living on the surface, she told herself, is not what it used to be. She took a drink of the reclaimed water that filtered from the toilet through the nature preserve and came out again from the drainage ditches, hooked up straight to what domestic plumbing still worked. She stroked her three-eyed cat, which purred with a sweet, soft rattle like chopsticks tapping on a tabletop. She smiled and checked her drug recipes. What would she make for dinner tonight? An Armafucking-Geddon rolled on, killing everything and changing nothing at all, according to the ledgers that ran the world. In this episode of Simultaneous Times, you heard You Must Buy Your Purchase by Andy Dibble, with music by Fall Precautions, and Another Boiling Day by S.C. Virtes and Denise Dumars, with music by Fog Machine. Theme music by Dane Luscombe. Come visit us at our bookstore in Joshua Tree or online at spacecowboybooks.com. Don't forget to subscribe and visit us on Instagram and Twitter. We'd love to know what you think of the show.